made it worse for everyone.
Yeah.
And I mean, listen, it won't be Blade Trinity. Trust me.
But, no, I don't think it's going to be. And especially with the director and the writers involved, I can't imagine it being a bad movie. I just want it to be a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want it to just be like another. Like Spectre to me, while I say it's like a dud, it's more because it followed Skyfall. Like, I know it's not bad. It's just not great. And I want a great James Bond movie to watch.
I mean, I enjoyed Spectre. I did. It's just so bloated. Really. And the problem with Spectre is I don't want to watch it. I don't want to put Spectre on.
Yeah.
Doesn't that like seem like a chore right now to put that movie on?
It's a lot. I went and watched all the James Bond movies not too long, like last year. I went and watched every James Bond movie in order just because I do that every once in a while. And when there's certain Bond movies that like I'll put on and I won't like fully pay attention because I've already seen them and they're not the most fun to watch. Like Diamonds Are Forever, I'm just not a fan of. Die Another Day is just too ridiculous. Like there's just certain ones that I'm like, Spectre to me is just like you said, it's just a long one and it's kind of drawn out and there are some good moments to it and it does look pretty at times, but it's just like it didn't do anything besides that helicopter fight in the beginning and that one shot.
Oh yeah, the Day of the Dead. Oh yeah, we're forgetting that. That's pretty cool.
It just starts off like so awesome and then kind of like meanders and I don't know, it kind of lost me. And it's not bad. It's just to me it's like in middle of the road, James Bond. Like it's an average one. Yeah. It's fine.
Hey, so how about this? Let's take a quick break and then we come back. We'll talk a little bit more about the trailer and figure out what No Time to Die means. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me.
All right, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks. And Robert, tell me your top 3 favorite things about this trailer.
About the trailer?
Yeah, about these 2 minutes and 30 seconds. What 3 things stuck? You want me to do mine real quick before you...
Yeah, you do yours so I can think about mine real quick.
All right, so I think I really like the scene where Ana de Armas jump kicks somebody with high heels. I mean, because just imagine the pain of that in your chest. It just seemed like her dress actually reminded me of Vespers from Casino Royale. I think she's a cool actress. I think it's neat to have that kind of a character, so I love a good jump kick. And also, there's another jump kick in this movie. There's cars flipping everywhere, and geez Louise. So I'm going to say the jump kick, and then I like that Bond has a visitor badge when he goes back to get his mission and get back into all of this. I kind of dig that about it. And, man, maybe just that odd visual of Safin standing on the frozen ice, shooting down into the water. And it's a memorable visual. I think it's kind of a neat scene. And what I read was pretty interesting in that they had to film other scenes separate because he was so busy. So I don't know what that's going to look like on screen. But I do like that visual. He's just standing on ice shooting a bullet down with someone underneath. It stuck with me. So I would say those are my 3 favorite scenes.
So for me, I would say one, just seeing Felix Leiter back. Mm-hmm. It's been too long. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Felix.
He was in Quantum, right?
Yeah, he had a big part in Quantum.
But he wasn't in Spectre.
I don't think so. I don't remember him in that.
And he definitely wasn't in Skyfall. So yeah, it's been a while. So I like seeing him in it. I just think that that's cool. Number 2 though is it's got to be the woods setting when the truck flips like over and then James Bond's just like shooting at the truck as it's already like flipped and stuff. That's pretty cool. And the shot of like the trucks or the Jeeps and stuff like doing that kind of like
flying in the air
off of the hills. Like that's crazy. Like how did they not get a flat tire?
How did the 4 tires not just pop off?
I went over like a speed bump one time, like going like 10 miles per hour or like maybe like 20. And like, you know, I got a flat right after. It's like, come on. I know I have a Corolla, but come on. So like, I love the woods setting because it's been a while since when's the last time James Bond has been in the woods? You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
It's been a while.
Wow. I can't. Maybe, do we count the woods in Skyfall kind of? Because they go to that house, that cabin, or is that just on a moor and not really in the woods?
That's not really like in the woods. It was kind of out in an open field, and it's like Scotland or whatever. It's like, I don't know.
It's in a glen.
This is like a redwood forest type thing. You know what I mean? Like it's like.
Yeah.
It just, to me, that was interesting. That's my number 2 though. Number 1 is there's a part in the trailer after I think Ana de Armas like kicks ass or whatever. By the way, I have a huge crush on Ana de Armas. She's so awesome.
Yeah.
She's in so many good movies too. Like she's just a good actress.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a part where like I think she holds up like a suit or like a jacket or whatever for James Bond, and she looks at him, and then she like does like this quirky like smile. So I don't know if that's her being like cheeky or like, you know, joking around, kind of almost like Vesper Lynd did in Casino Royale with the tailor-made suit or whatever that she got him. Like as kind of like, you know, being all like Riley, like sarcastic, like got you because I already sized you up kind of thing. I just saw that in Ana de Armas and like the way she like smiles. It's like nobody smiled in this whole trailer except for, I think that's cool.
The
like,
breath of fresh air.
Smile often, like in these grittier James Bond films.
Yeah, even when people tell jokes, like I got why you shot him, and then they just go, everyone tries at least once. Have you flown this plane before? No. And yeah, it's nice when things like
smirk. You might get a smirk, but you don't get a smile.
Because he never smiles really either, Craig. He has some moments. Vesper maybe smiles. Olga never smiles.
No, yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty interesting. And I feel bad for the lady in Spectre still, not Spectre, in Skyfall, who was on the boat. Well,
that's
Severin.
like the worst one ever.
It's so bad. He just gets her killed.
Yeah, I know that was the only thing that didn't sit right with me in Skyfall.
And she said that she was a former victim of child trafficking.
Yeah, that was the problem that didn't sit right with me, was that she was trafficked, then forced to kind of like seduce him. He sleeps with her, and then she dies, and then dies in like a brutal way.
Yeah, then they make a joke about wasting scotch.
Yeah.
And I know he does that to seem tough, but it's just it's not a good moment at all. That's why I'm glad they're moving. That's why I'm glad they brought in Phoebe Waller-Bridge for this, because as much as people want to complain, no female 007, like it's so lame. Like I hate moments like that in Skyfall. I really do. It's just it's not right. it's antiquated.
I think the thing that they were trying to do was to make him kind of like this hardened person, which he already has been throughout most. I mean, I get that sometimes he's just a smooth talker and stuff, but like they're trying to make him like this hard-edged kind of guy, and like almost like, I mean, I know James Bond's kind of like an anti-hero sometimes because of the way he treats people.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so like I get that, but also like we've already known that for a long time. We've already established that there is no real need to do that again in Skyfall.
No.
And to that extent.
No, absolutely. I agree with you. And I guess before we get out of here, I just want to hear your thoughts about the new Safin, played by Rami Malek. I mean, we see him in an almost pyramid-esque, naturalistic lair. He has a scarred face, he wears a mask, and he wants to kill millions. Do you like a villain again who wants to kill millions? Skyfall was about revenge. It was getting revenge on Judi Dench and M and doing all of that. This, it seems fun to me. I like a lair. I like killing a million.
It's been a while since we've seen it, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess Blofeld had one in Spectre, maybe. Like he had that facility, I guess.
Yeah, but that was more of like a. That didn't feel like a lair. That felt like a Google headquarters.
Right. Apple.
Yeah, exactly. Right. This one feels like a lair, a proper lair.
Right.
And it made me happy to see him walking through that water. And who builds this? Where? I don't want to know the answer to any of that, but I miss these layers. And I guess that's another reason why I'm jazzed about this movie is you got Ana de Armas, you have new 006 or 007 that took his place. You have I don't know, folding planes.
Like old school feel to it, which is like, I'm hoping that they do it in the right amount where like you still keep that realism set by like the Craig films, but also let's get back to, you know, that kind of stuff. Like people like that. That's why they brought the car back with the machine gun headlights in Skyfall. They wanted to bring back a little bit of the old Bond. You know what I mean? So like let's do a little bit, get that in there, and have the lair and the evil villain who wants to kill a bunch of people, and James Bond has to stop him.
This may sound insane, but I'm kind of happy that they brought in Fukunaga, because as much as I'm a fan of Danny Boyle, I mean, I love Sunshine, I love 28 Days Later, but this may seem more fresh, I guess. It may seem more... I like his voice, I guess. Carrie. Like,
Did he direct all of True Blood or just like the first couple?
Yeah, True Detective. He did the whole thing, I believe, and then he also did a Maniac for Netflix.
Right, but he did that one shot in True Detective where
the one shot
they that house and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, the guy gets it. He knows how to shoot. They brought in Linus Sandgren, who did La La Land, First Man, which I think looks beautiful.
Okay.
That's an excellent looking film. And then the production designers, Mark Tildesley, he did Sunshine. He's a Danny Boyle guy. So I wonder if he came on because Danny Boyle, and then they kept him because they were building these sets. I mean, you got a location scout, build, dress, do all of this. So he might have been on and just stayed on. But he's done Sunshine, 28 Days Later, Phantom Thread. That's a Paul Thomas Anderson. But I also love High Rise. He did with Ben Wheatley. So he's done some edgy movies as well. So you have this guy who's, I don't know, you got kind of new blood a little bit. You have an edge to this one.
Do you think that COVID's going to kind of ruin? I mean, obviously it's already hurting theaters, but the fact that they pushed it back, does it bring in the amount that they're hoping for?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I think so.
Spectre made what, $750 million, and they said that wasn't enough. And Spectre was more expensive, but this is a $250 million budget, right? Who knows what the reshoots did and the halts in production had. And then you have to market it more. So they had one marketing push, right? That was delayed for months. Now they have to do another marketing push. That's going to cost them millions more. So at the end of the day, with the movie theaters keeping money, the budget, the print and ads, the marketing, this is another movie that has to make at least, $500 million. And that's going to be really tough in a post-COVID world.
Right.
So, yeah, it's absolutely going to hurt it.
Wanted to break that billion. They wanted to break the billion.
And I guess what killed... Yeah, I mean, it won't, though.
It won't.
It won't, right?
I don't.
Do you think they'll do what Disney did with Mulan? I know... So I work on a lot of film sets, and a lot of my friends are complaining, got annoyed at me that I bought the $30 Mulan to watch it. But I don't think that's going to become the model. People want theaters. Because think about this. When you go to a movie, everybody has to buy a ticket. When you buy a movie at home, someone bought it and they had a 30-person watch party, distance party in their front lawn with a big screen. So for $30, all these people watched it.
Right.
And then they also know it's coming out 3 months later, so people are just going to be like, I'm waiting those 3 months. So this movie, Mulan's not going to bust the theaters, right?
I don't know.
But Disney had to do it to make some money. I mean, you have to recoup something.
It's weird that they came out and said that it's going to eventually be free to watch.
That sucked.
I don't know why they say that.
Yeah, that was bad. And all the articles were doing that. And it's just thinking, why are you sharing this? It's 3 months. Like, I don't know. I support the film industry. So I wanted to pay some money to watch it. I also have to write about all this stuff, but I don't know. It just seems weird, right? It just, I don't think they'll do that though with Bond. They want Bond to be on the biggest. They have to. They have to do it. They don't want watch parties going on. So
well, it's like Nolan with Tenet. Like he wanted the same thing. He likes theaters and he wanted people to see it on the screen. He wants theaters to keep going. You know what I mean? So he's really, and they're bringing out a lot of these big budget blockbusters. They're just gonna take precautions like all these other industries are. Disney's open, so why can't theaters be?
Exactly. I mean, I guess Disney is just so much more on top of things, maybe. I don't know. Like, the problem with theaters, it's like the popcorn and the eating and the distancing, and you're not going to pack theaters anymore. And then what happens if someone takes their mask off and refuses to put it back on? Do you have security? Because look how angry people... It's just going to be an interesting world, man. It's going to be... But I guess if Tenet's the first shot at that, then this has to hit the theaters, though. This movie has to make $500 million.
I want to see it in a theater, too.
Yeah, I mean, November, who knows what happens between then and now. I think they're going to push it, man. But the problem is, how many movies are going to be released in 2021 now?
I know, so many.
It's going to be pretty stacked, and I'm stoked. But, yeah, it's going to be an interesting thing. So, hey, any final thoughts about this trailer?
I think it's a good trailer. I actually like it more than the first trailer they released, but it also maybe gave away a lot more that like people were interested in and showed like more of the characters. So that was cool. I like a good trailer. So like the fact that this one like really gets me pumped to go see it, I'm excited.